Hello everyone, welcome back to Overall Good at Education. In the previous class, we have learnt about the chemical reactions and equations, that is the basics and the definitions of the chemical reactions and equation. In this class, let us learn how to balance the chemical equation. First, we have to know that which are the elements are present and the number of atoms on the LHS and the number of atoms on the RHS. That is the reactants and the products. That is reactants we have on the LHS side, whereas the products are in the right hand side. Water is formed when two atoms of hydrogen and two atoms of oxygen are combined together. See, you can see here we have two atoms of hydrogen and two atoms of oxygen, but in the product we are getting only two atoms of hydrogen with one atom of oxygen, because you know the formula for water is H2O. So we did the one more oxygen bond. So to make it a balanced equation, what we have to do is we have to add up 2 in front of the hydrogen atom, that is 2H2O. Give rise to what? 2 atoms of hydrogen, and again you will get 4 atoms of hydrogen here. So to balance this you have to add here 2 more atoms in front of the hydrogen. Okay, then it will become 2H2 plus O2, give rise to what? 2H2O. So it is a what? Simple method it is. Then hydrogen is in the form of a gaseous state and oxygen is also in the form of a gaseous state, whereas the water we are getting, it is in the form of a liquid state. Okay, so you can see one more method we have, that is a table method. In table method, we have taken one more example, that is iron. Iron symbol is Fe. It is reacting with what? Water. Or the water symbol is H2O. It is giving rise to ferrous oxide Fe3O4 with the liberation of the hydrogen gas. Okay. So you can write both in the simple method as well as the table method. Both are easy. We'll learn some more examples when we solve the exercise questions as well as the important questions for exam. So next we have, why do we need to balance the equation? First we have to know the law of conservation of mass before the balancing of equation. So everyone know about this. That is, a matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in chemical reaction. So number of atoms involved in chemical reaction should remain same at reactant and the product side. That is, we have one more we can say in the form of energy also we have, and same we have in the form of a mass also. Like you can see one more example here, hydrogen plus oxygen, it is giving rise to what? Water. Now you can see there is a 4 atoms of hydrogen even in the reactants and 2 atoms of oxygen, whereas in the product also you can have a 4 atoms of hydrogen as well as 2 atoms of oxygen. Next we have types of chemical reactions. So we have 4 types of chemical reaction. One is combination reaction, decomposition, displacement and double displacement. Let us learn each individually. Like combination reaction. So it is a type of a reaction in which 2 or more reactants combine to form a single product. That is, A plus B give rise to C. Example we have here is burning of a coal. How does the coal form? That is C plus O2 give rise to what? CO2. Then formation of water. H2 plus O2 give rise to H2O. These is the examples which we are learning from the beginning of the chapter. So everyone got to know that a combination is nothing but 2 or more reactants combines to form a single product. Okay. Second type of reaction is decomposition reaction. See, in this reaction, a reactant splits into 2 or more products. That is, A will be split into B and C. We have subdivisions in the decomposition reaction, that is thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition, photolytic decomposition. Let us learn about the thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition, in this reaction, decomposition is carried out by heating. That is, we can learn through the example. We have calcium carbonate. When calcium carbonate is heated, it is changed into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate decomposes and form the that is calcium oxide with the liberation of the carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate is also called as limestone, and calcium oxide is also called as quicklime. CO2, you already know that it is a carbon dioxide gas. Second subdivision is electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition is carried out by passing electricity. So you know that water. When water is decomposed or the electricity is passed through the water, we get a separation of a hydrogen and oxygen atom. Only this happens when electricity is passed through it. Okay. So this is, we have an example or a diagram you can see here. A beaker with we have a test tubes. There we can have a cathode ray and a cathode side and a anode side. And you can see in the anode side the oxygen is getting liberated, and whereas in the cathode side we are getting an hydrogen gas liberated. Okay. Third subdivision in the decomposition reaction is photolytic decomposition. In this reaction, decomposition is carried out by sunlight. You can see a picture here where that is silver chloride is kept in the presence of a sunlight. When sunlight falls into it, that is decomposed into silver and chlorine form. Okay. It is used see
in
where we
black
are
and
using
white
this is very
photography.
important point you
So
have
you
to
can see
remember.
one more example
We have is that is silver bromide. When silver bromide is also kept in the open sunlight, when sunlight or sun rays fall on silver bromide, it is decomposed into silver plus bromine. See, this is the two important points we have to remember in the photolytic decomposition. These three subdivisions come under the decomposition reaction, that is thermal decomposition through the heat, electrolytic decomposition through the electricity, whereas photo with the light. Meaning of photo itself is a light, that is a sunlight. Third type of chemical reaction is displacement reaction. In this reaction, more reactive elements displaces less reactive element from its solution. Like A plus B plus C give rise to AC plus B. You can see a picture here where two test tubes are there, and in that two nails are added. Okay. So nail is here as a Fe. We are adding it in the copper sulfate solution CuSO4. Now what is happening? The iron is the sulfate solution is that is SO4 is getting attached to the Fe, and it is getting a and last product what they are giving is a Cu copper. Okay. Iron nail displaces copper from copper sulfate solution and form iron sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution is changing to ferrous sulfate solution. That is last A plus we have B, the fourth, give rise to that is fourth chemical reaction is double displacement reaction. In this reaction, new compounds are formed by mutual exchange of ions between two compounds. AB plus CD give rise to AD plus CB. Like we have sodium sulfate, which is in the aqueous solution, it is mixed with barium chloride. It is also in the form of aqueous solution. It gives rise to barium sulfate, which is a solid, and NaCl, sodium chloride, it is in the form of a aqueous solution. We have already learned what is aqueous solution. Let us know what is a precipitate. It is an insoluble solid that emerges from a liquid solution. These are the four types of chemical reactions: combination, decomposition, displacement, and double displacement. The next part, that is one more important part we have, is oxidation and reduction. Oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen to a substances or removal of hydrogen from a substances. Reduction, removal of oxygen from a substances or addition of hydrogen to the substances. See, this is a vice versa. Oxidation and reduction are vice versa. Here there is an addition of oxygen, there is a removal of oxygen. Cu plus O2 give rise to CuO. Here Cu is gaining the oxygen. So we have one more example, that is CuO plus H2 give rise to Cu plus H2O. Here Cu is losing the oxygen, okay, whereas hydrogen is gaining the oxygen. So we can say that Cu is getting reduced, whereas H2 is getting oxidized. H2 is getting oxidized. Hope you guys have understood about the oxidation and reduction and the types of reactions and how to balance the chemical reaction. In some of the equations, reduction and oxidation happens together. This type of reaction in which both oxidation and reduction reaction happens together is called as redox reaction. So you can see here CuO plus H2 give rise to Cu plus H2O. CuO is getting reduced to Cu, and H2 is getting oxidized to H2O. So oxidation reduction reaction, it is also called as redox reaction. So thanks for watching. Let's meet in the third part of the lesson, chemical combination and reaction.